I don't want to ask ChatGPT. I want to ask you guys directly. Where are the rare breed of single Christian men of God? Where do we find you guys? I haven't come across you guys in a long time. Where'd you go?
Why are men not approaching women in the church? Girl, we about to find out. We about to find out. Like, we about to find out. Today. Like, the Inside Out Singles is about to tell us, the men's edition, they're about to give us the tease as to why men don't approach women in the church. And I'm ready. You ready? Because I'm ready. I'm ready to see what they got to say. I'm ready to see what they got.
While people keep saying there aren't enough men to marry in church, what nobody has the courage to talk about is the level of confusion, pride, passivity, and hypocrisy behind all of it. And once these women started talking, the absurdity became impossible to ignore.
The devil did a number on these men, okay? He's taken away a lot of their leadership, a lot of their masculinity, a lot of their pride, a lot of their self-esteem. So a lot of men just sit on the sidelines. They don't even approach women. But that's how you filter out a lot of men too, because I don't ever want nobody that doesn't have enough confidence to approach me. He's going to be a leader because he's going to lead the family. This will be a man that the Lord puts in my path with some kind of purpose. He's going to be intentional with placing my husband in the same places that he places me. So it's always going to be a situation to where he will have the opportunity to observe me, ask about me, pray over it. And you're going to be like, I really do see Amani's character, and I see the way that she moves. And I don't see why this couldn't at least be somebody that is within my interest.
Personally, I think that the Lord would have to make my friendship a marriage. Like, I need to go from friend to married. You know, like when you're really trying to get to know somebody and you know your intention is to date them, there's a mask. When you're friends with somebody, that comes all the way down. You really get to know them for the nitty gritty and, you know, just get to know them for who they are. Yeah. So for me personally, like, we'll have to be, that's my bro. And
like I said, brother in Christ. Brother in Christ.
All of a sudden.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
To, oh my God, I never saw that coming.
Just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people or even thought that it was even... I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women. All types, shapes, and sizes. Literally African-American women. Like, a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like assimilation. Is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused and I'm like low-key, like nervous, like for us. We're shit for myself, fuck y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, don't know. Never mind. We know where they at.
What this woman said exposes a truth a lot of people try to hide. Churches are full of women who want something serious, but there's a shortage of men who are prepared, grounded, and able to lead. The problem is that many men have been weakened, distracted, or have lost their sense of spiritual responsibility. Meanwhile, the women keep showing up, serving, and hoping to find direction. When she asks, where are the men? She is really pointing out the male void inside a place that is supposed to produce husbands, fathers, and leaders.
Now, you tell me if this makes sense to you. There's this guy that goes to my church and this lady that I know, and she introduced me to the guy maybe like this past summer, so like some months ago, right? Introduced, I'm like, hey, how are you? You know, it was a real nice introduction, and then that was it. Apparently he's interested, so talk to me. Like, so on Sunday she saw me, I hugged her, you know, hey, how you doing? She was like, let me introduce you to this young man. I said, ma'am, you've already introduced me to him before. And she was like, I have? I said, yeah. She was like, well, he's a great young man, and I feel like y'all two, you know, it would be nice if y'all two, you know, like spend some time together. I said, he doesn't say nothing to me, so I don't say nothing to him. And she was like, well, he said that you said you won't be looking his way. Let me repeat myself. He don't say nothing to me, so I don't say nothing to him. I don't pursue. I don't chase. I don't insert myself. I don't do none of that. Now, mind you, this man works on the parking lot ministry, right? Or the ministry that's outside telling you where to park and stuff. Sweetie pie, you trying to talk to me? Tell me you'll park my car. Save me a parking spot close to the door. Okay? Tell me you'll drive me up to the front. Or you'll meet me up at the front and then you'll go park my car for me. That's how you talk to a woman. I don't know what be possessing y'all to think that we as the women gotta do the pursuing, the chasing, and all of that. Baby, I accept what's given to me. I reciprocate. But to reciprocate something, it has to be given to you first. No. Over are the days of me putting myself out there. Over are the days of me inserting myself. Over are the days of me looking dumb, desperate, and dusty. Over are those days. Like, that was never my style. Why would I start now? I don't care how good of a young man he is. If he's a young man who is deaf, mute, and dumb, then I don't want to talk to him. Like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it, y'all. I'm so over these men. It's sassy. You a grown tail man. And you can't open up your mouth and say hello to somebody and your excuse is, oh, she don't look my way. Make me look your way. Give me something to look at. Like, that's why I be quiet, because if you can't even speak to me in the parking lot, you sure can't handle me in this mouth. Make it make sense. If you're going to do anything in this...
It is easy to understand her frustration here because a man with no initiative really does come across as insecure, and no serious woman respects that. At the same time, there is some exaggeration in her attitude too. A relationship cannot be built with the man doing everything while the woman just sits back waiting to be impressed. Yes, a man should take initiative, but the woman also needs to show at least some openness and receptiveness. The bigger issue is that many church men say they want a wife, but they cannot even handle a simple conversation with confidence and clear intention.
Okay, hello. So, there's this thing that has been bothering me about how it's so imbalanced within the church, particularly between young women and young men serving God. I don't know, like, I've thought about this before, but I'm in so many, like, groups and, of women preaching and of women, like, doing the work for God. On the other side, I'm like, where are the men? Like, where are the men? When I say this, it's more of like, when you grow up, like, if you read the Bible, a lot of the times you do see that, women, there were not a lot of women who are written about in the Bible, but then you see that there is a lot of men, and like Christianity, like, there was this huge, like, patriarchal system that already existed. But I'm like, so what happened? Like, just because, like, now women serve in the church, men are not serving in the church anymore. Like, I went to this all-night prayer for New Year's, and I remember sitting there and be like, oh my God, like, the praise and worship team, I think there was about maybe 4 men who were there. The rest were women. This was like a large choir. And I was just like, I think the video is on one of my previous videos. And I was like, why is this the case? Like, why is it that we're not seeing men, like, continuously praising God? Like, what is going on? Like, what is wrong within our teachings in the home or in the church that is not encouraging men to do the same and to, continuously come and pray and continuously be together? And I can get, like, my friends are like, oh yeah, I pray at home and stuff like that. I'm like, but why are you not going to church? Anyways, rant, but yeah, please help me understand this, because I am trying to understand it.
What she said hits a serious point. The absence of men in church is not just numerical, it is also spiritual and practical. Women are praying, serving, preaching, and carrying the daily life of the church, while many men say they seek God at home, but avoid commitment, fellowship, and responsibility. That points to a failure in formation at home and inside the church itself, which often does not challenge men to step into their role. A man without spiritual discipline becomes a spectator in the faith when he should be a source of example, steadiness, and leadership.
Good morning. I'm probably finna lose a lot of followers, and that's okay. Like, that's okay, but it's gonna be most people that need to leave anyway. Because I want to address a statement that I've been seeing a lot in that original video. Girl, run, ain't no good men in church. I briefly addressed it the other day, but now I'm finna get in your business, okay? So just buckle up. When you say there are no good men in church, I guarantee you're thinking about your church address. See, when I say a man in church, even though in this particular situation, I am talking about the address of my church, but when I say men in church, I'm thinking kingdom, not locally, not 1120. That's my church address. That's not where I'm talking about. When you're thinking about a church man, replace the word church with kingdom, and then we can start there and have a conversation. Okay. Can we be honest? A lot of times that you say that there are no good men in church is because you have this perceived notion that you're a good woman in church. Oh, okay. Because one thing I do not like, and I tell my friends this, you're mad at him because you want him to get to know you personally so you can, in private, show him all your secret stuff, but you mad because publicly his business is in the street that he talked to multiple women? Help me with that. But you want to get him in a private setting to show him how big of a meg freak you is. But you judging him? Oh, okay. I'm gonna come back. Or how about, as many times as you approach a church man, you didn't use discernment. Because the Bible literally says that a tree shall be judged by the fruit that it bears. And if you looking at a man and you don't see no fruit and you still decide to be with him, baby, that's your lack of discernment. You can't be mad at nobody but you. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody else in the church. Can we also say that the main ones that saying the church men are cheaters, they're this, they're that, you were a willing participant? That's why you know firsthand. And I'm not above none of this because the past is the past, and God, we thank you. But let's never just kick these men. And you ain't perfect, like for real. Maybe you haven't found a kingdom man because you're not a kingdom woman. And another thing that I really don't like is you go around saying, I'm not like these other women, when in fact you are. You crave consistency. You desire companionship. You feel what I'm saying? You want to be held at night. You want a loyal man, an honest man, a man that loves God, that won't cheat. You want that, but then you say you're not like these other women. What do you mean not like these other women? What are these other women? If you don't mind, drop that in the comments because I would love to know. But I'm really sick and tired of y'all saying that church men ain't nothing when you can just say, I don't know how to pick. And when I think church, I'm not thinking kingdom. And y'all have a good Saturday.
This woman was absolutely right when she said that a lot of people criticize church men without looking at their own level of discernment and character. Some women want a kingdom man without being a kingdom woman, wanting good fruit while continuing to choose badly. She also exposes a real hypocrisy, publicly condemning the kind of man they would often accept in private without thinking twice. Not every romantic failure in church is caused by a lack of good men. A lot of the time, it comes down to desperation, blindness, and a lack of spiritual discernment.